a strange reality. Am I dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? Okay, we are live, aren't we? Because it doesn't look like it over here. Let me see. Videos and live. We should have a live stream. There it is. I totally forgot what I was going to title this today. Okay, we are live, aren't we? Because it doesn't look like it over here. Let me see. Talk about a delay, eh? All right. Shh. Okay, we won't have that happen again. Hey, don't move. Oh, my phone is acting stupid. No, not that way. It moved. Now it's like... Where's my chat? I hate phones. Okay, we're gonna have to try and find the chat here. Come on, guy. There you go. Small up. Hi. Is that the chat? Hello, hello? Yes, okay. Did it work? It worked. Hi. It's a weird day. I mean, I'm just my usual weird, but the weather is not happening. It's kind of like an in-between, and almost rain. It rained a little bit, rained overnight a little bit, slammed against the windows. At least that's what was there when I woke up. Windows full of rain. Which would be a great title for a song, don't you think? Windows full of rain. That'd be a good book too. Pardon me. Yep, I got myself a reward. Chips Ahoy. Now I go through cookie binges. Like I'll eat 6 cookies and then I don't eat cookies again for a month or months. So I got packages, little packets. So that's all I have to, worry about. And the rest, if I don't eat them for a month, they're still safe in these little packets. I got tired of throwing away 2 out of 3 rows of Oreos. Yeah, it's like, Don't eat a cookie. That should be good. Okay. The cookie will become part of the painting. All right, this is already saying happiness to me. So I'm going to throw some more happy in it. Ooh. Do I see an occasion for glitter? I'm not sure. So now my art and collages, I have to consider how well will it photograph. I learned not to use gel ink because of all the mica that's in it. It felt fun to use. It's so nice. It has a good feel to it. Especially when you're coloring in finely detailed, coloring pages. But, yeah, it doesn't reflect properly when you're going to make a copy of it. So I want the colors to be as true as possible because it's, as you can see, it's like, when it's really vibrant, it affects you differently than if it's just all, meant to be bright, but actually comes out flat. Flat and dull, We don't want that. So I want to throw some pink in here. What do we have here? Medium magenta. Okay. Oh, definitely. The brilliant purple is pretty good. Although prism violet with some white might have an extra bit of umph. I think we're going to try both because I'm really picky about my purples. This is Diox purple. It's pretty much your standard purple, and we've already seen that. And my beautiful light blue violet. Yeah, we need some spattery stuff going on here today. So I do spattery stuff when I want to stay in a happy mood. I want to stay in a happy mood. Okay. All right, let's have some fun. Oh, no, that's right. One at a time. Oh, where's the purple? Where's my giant purple? I put it away. Now, why would I do that? It's premature. No. Well, ain't that something? It's lost somewhere over here, right in front of my face. That's when you know you have too many art supplies in front of you. I didn't think it was that bad. Well, I guess I don't need these carving tools at the moment. And put the tape away. Maybe not. Let's put some tape on this sucker. Matter of fact, I think that thought went through my mind before. Okay, you gotta find that purple, honey. There it is. Oh my God. It was lined up in front of the microphone and it just kind of blended in. But it's not a microphone. All right, now we have to remember where Toblerone is going to be. No, I don't need this yet. No. I'm not going to throw some paint over that. Nah, I'll just move this away for now. Now, I had to try Temu. I'm not really advertising it, but when I get my stuff, I will definitely show you what I got. Well, most of it. Because I went in because I wanted to try their first time order deals, because that's when you always have a better chance of getting your stuff and it being what you want. So in 10 days or so, I should have something. Now, actually, I got these cookies because I just got fresh tea. Yes, drippy weather, hot hearty tea, cookie. A little more effort than I should be to get to my tea right now. I can see there isn't as much of you in here as I wish. But do I really want to use the jelly? Again, the jelly does break down okay when I mix it up enough. I need to get a really tiny whisk for some of this stuff. All right. Notice the finger on the bottom here. Oh yeah. Bottles that can be squeezed are full of surprises. I think I've experienced pretty much any surprise I could get from out of one of these things, but that was years ago. Okay. It doesn't want to come through there because that's completely plugged up. Come on. It's not a squeezy plastic. Wow, it's loud. This stuff is so cheap. If I was putting this in a gallery, I would probably not use this. Well, I washed my apron. I haven't gotten any chocolate on it yet. I just wiped my fingers on it, but that was just crumbs. So I'm just painting now. Paint that in some cases looks like food. I usually forget to take my apron off if I'm running around doing things. I get absent-minded about a couple of things like my slippers and my apron. And I go running downstairs to check the mail or deliver something to the office or whatever. People see the apron, they look at me. I say, cooking or painting? And I give them the correct answer, whatever is true at the time. All right. We need... I do like the fan brushes. Oh, it's such a beautiful purple. You hear that? It's a bud. Okay, and now let's take a look at this, just for comparison. That is a beautiful, brilliant purple. We are definitely using both purples. So we'll lay down the lighter one first, and then we'll go in for the brighter one. Look at that, that is beautiful. Yeah, the Prism Violet in full strength is a superior purple than Diox in my estimation. But when you're talking about dilution, to get around the same value, oh, it's a little darker, but nice rich purple. Okay, water. Oh yeah, that's a song that doesn't belong to me. Can't do it. Hello, hello. So you got snow. You got a load of snow. A friend of mine in California, I think technically still Southern California, but it seems like it's up there a bit. She is getting back-to-back storms and has no idea how much snow they're supposed to get. No, too thick. We need thin. I want little drops. I hope. So has it stopped snowing and now it's clean up? Or if you're smart, just sit and wait. Actually, if you can't get it cleaned up while it's still soft, it does become a burden, with ice being a serious problem. And you can't risk that. You already broke too many things in the last year. You have to kind of not do anything with ice, snow. Wait a second. Now, we're getting on and off drizzle. It's like the storm went right by. It's like, okay, okay. We need a little more rain and snow here. We're supposed to be getting that snow, not you guys. But moisture is needed. So I'm glad that some of it is getting where it is needed. Good. No, you do not. You do not. In the 20s, that's too cold for the lungs. That's harsh. Oh, that reminded me of another style I like to work with dip pens and ink. But I can't do that right now. This is not what I'm trying to do in this. I suppose I could. No, I know. All right, no, I need the purple. That's really almost like the pink. Gosh almighty. I need another dish. Come here, you. My little porcelain palette. I got this originally for learning sumi. You grind up your ink and all, and I used to really get into doing that. Okay, we're going pure that color. I don't have to worry about mixing it with white. It'll be a lot less, but we do need lots of water. I miss having a good snow. I mean, I'm grateful we did have some rough weather. And by the way, now I remember what today's topic was. It's my 1-year anniversary. 2/22. 22 is when I moved in here. And now it's 2/22/23. And I'm going to have to change the name of this. Go back and edit. And I forgot to use any tags today at all. Oh my God, what an idiot. That's because I forgot what I was doing, and then I went and done. I went and done duty. Well, that is not going to work. That left 2 drops. Let's try a little more. H2O the O. Come on. Even though this is the student grade, as we used to call it, it's pretty thick. I really need to get, actually, if you can get the clear gel medium if you want, and then go ahead and get your acrylic inks and dye, basically make your own color if you want to do that. Just depends on how much do you use your acrylics. Now, Liquitex, the reason I turn to them, the reason so many people turn to them, even though this is the student grade and it's the easiest to get your hands on, the professional is like way expensive, but good paint costs. There's another brand, Arteza, that I want to get. I'd really like to try. I found a set that's actually, I think at the same price or slightly cheaper than Liquitex, and gives you a couple more tubes. Also, it's got 2 colors that I was going to have to buy separately if I got the Liquitex. My favorite, phthalo blue, phthalo cyanin blue. which is here. This is just one of those beautiful blues I work with, and I wanted to make sure I had it. And I started looking and it's like, well, I can buy this set that they offer on Amazon here, but it's going to cost this much more if I have to go and get these colors by themselves. And so I'll be trying Arteza when it's time to buy more of these paints. It actually is for some of my colors. I'm getting there, but God, it's just, it adds up so damn fast. Okay, now let's go ahead with that pink. We want to get the pink in there. Now I want to do the pink differently. This is, I don't want the big blobs. We need to do more of the small spot stuff. So let's go magenta. Tell you, I need a miniature whisk. Something about an inch long. Actually, I've got all that floral wire. I could make one. I have a feeling though cleaning it would be more of a pain in the ass than it's worth. So I'll just have to be patient and do it this way. It'll get more homogenized when I put the brush end in. All right, it's looking good. Let's just hope for the best. Oh, I can't even see what I'm doing. Ta-da! Just watering things down amply. All right. Going this way because I wanted to go that way. Where's the other brush? Yeah, I'm wearing it again. But this time I did not put in any extra medium, so it won't be so hard to get off my skin. I still am taking the blue off from yesterday. And that's with a shower and washing my hair and everything. Looks a little thick. It's getting happier by the moment. I'm so happy. It's working. It's working. Oh, I shouldn't be working on my glasses. Oh, what's it? Tea. Now, wait, I need to make another mess. We finally got you something. This gift box really missed you. I will tell you, if you do subscribe and get involved in any way with Temu, unless you want coupons being sent every couple of hours with new items they want to show you. Watch how you subscribe. Now, I'm kind of getting off on just seeing what they have. It's like, all right, because I'm going for stuff like, let's see what you have for $1. Because when I used to go to, years ago, when I would get depressed, I would take $20 and give myself permission to blow it on eBay auctions. And that was my, big trip. And I got a bunch of cool stuff. And it was only $20. But when you're going with penny auctions, $20 will last you hours. And so that was one of the ways I entertained myself while I shopped. And that's the only way I got really into shopping. I've never been much into shopping because of budgets, and I hate budgets. If I have to look at the price tag, it's like, yeah, I can probably live without this. Oh, I love that color. Periwinkle. What do they call it? Something blue-violet, light blue-violet. Call it what you want. Crayola called it periwinkle. And then when I was growing real periwinkle, which is a ground cover, it's very common here in New England. This is the color, man. This is what the little flowers look like all over your, wherever you plant it. I'm a-liking it. I'm a-liking it. Now, I wanted to get all of the colors of the rainbow, but I'm going to have to put oranges and reds closer to the bottom because we're kind of doing this in a unconscious chakra kind of an arrangement here. But also, I want the sky to maintain, blue, lots of blue integrity. Like, it's the sky. Gotta have some place to hang your rainbow. Now, in this case, I'll be making the rainbow part of Toblerina's costume for this month. This is going to be banned in Florida. I think you already know that. I'll throw a little bit more purple up here. So, what are you doing to entertain yourself in this unusual wintry weather? We got more blue, but we're going to put purple in the center. We need a little deeper color here. It's also kind of feeling Eastery, don't you think? And yeah, today begins Lent, or yesterday began Lent, for those people who are Catholic. This is where I never understood the give up thing, but then again, my tradition that I came from was fasting. You fasted from sunrise to sunset, and that was your give up. And sometimes that give up seemed to drag on for days. Oh yeah, sitting Shiva. It's a week of give up like that, but you're grieving. It's a mourning thing. All right, since we're doing some sky, let's go ahead and we need some of this beautiful purple. And on the other side of the spectrum, we need some sky blue, and I'm going to need paint remover. Come here, sky. Ooh, aren't you pretty? let's move that out of the way. Okay. Wow, what a purple. What a purple. That's going to need a lot of dilution. But as you see, that's it with white in it, and it's just not as vibrant as the brilliant purple, well named. See, I always thought, I went right to this when I was back in the 80s into this stuff, but later on they came out with an electric purple. It was brilliant upon the brilliant, and I started using that when it was available and applicable. But now I'm doing acrylics again. So this is a day of celebration, even though I didn't get dressed up or anything. 1 year of housing security. And on this day, I was accumulating and printing out all my paperwork to get recertified for another year of safety. It has taken me until recently to totally feel that. And of course, the more you feel, good about where you're at, the better things go, generally speaking. So I'm really happy. My neighbors asked me if I baked anything for myself, because when we have anything going on anymore, I bake a cake or cupcakes for people in the building. Not everybody. It's 100 apartments. And no, I don't bake for 100 people. It's usually about a dozen of the same group that likes to come downstairs to hang out in the community room. And I don't hang out in the community room because that's never been my style. But I do join them for special occasions around here, because I know that the person's fine, but they're married for 46 years, and they left behind their mate, and they're going to have a hard time, so I feel for them. Fortunately, we have angels on the premises. There's a gentleman here who's been trying to get me into his apartment. Not for anything naughty, I hope. But and then I'm not sure. He winks at me a lot. He wants to show me his antiques. And since I found a way to say no twice, today he had photographs ready to show me. And he does have some nice stuff. He's really into antiques. So, that was sincere, which was nice for a change. I guess maybe some older men turn more sincere than bullshit when they want somebody to come to their apartment. Anyway, I'm still not going to his apartment. I don't want to encourage anything my heart's not into. But he's one of the angels in the building. He helps with babysitting. He's there waiting for this little girl to get off the bus, makes sure she gets from the bus to her apartment without anybody grabbing her. As expected, somebody who suffered terrible things as a young boy. And he has been dead 7 times. He beat me. And he remembers. He's had several NDIs, near-death experiences, NDEs. So it's nice just to chat with him. It's like, yeah, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. I'm so glad you had a chance to experience that. To come back with that and just keep coming back. It's like he's completely fearless now. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of death. I've been there. But as long as I can keep coming back and helping the people here, I'll keep coming back. Yeah. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Which is good because I'm going to have to wash up something here. I've got 2 more palettes. I've suddenly discovered the use in having multiple palettes. I've used to just like limit myself mostly to this one and sometimes overflow. And if I was watercolors, different kinds of palettes for different mediums. This was an ink palette and has become useful in making very small batches and mixed colors. But now, I'm gonna have to do something with it. I'm gonna put this over there to dry. Hold on. I like how it's coming out. What do you think? Does it make you think of spring? Spring, summer? We'll let it dry before I go ahead with the other colors. Okay. But because I was in the mood for spattering today, I was ready. I like this today. All right, so we've got the purple and the orange. What was I going to do with this? I had a plot. There was a plot to this. Well, tell you what we can do is we've got a lot of this that needs to be used up. Whoa. So let's see what this does. Now, one thing I did not do with this, oopsie, I didn't add anything to slow down the drying time, and so I'll only be able to work this very briefly. Okay. Remember, if you're going to do stuff like this, you better wear an apron and work on something disposable. Now, in lieu of something disposable, it would be glass. I wish I had a piece of glass big enough to work with. That's awesome to blend your paints on, especially oil paints. But we have to go with what we have, and underneath this piece of plastic is very easily stained wood. Okay. Ideas. Will this work? Oh, that went a little bit fancier than I was expecting or wanted. I don't want to touch it until I'm ready to touch it and drag it out. do I want this blue? What can I use this blue for? It's also kind of thin. Like, I don't know if I can use it for anything. Oh, actually, it's kind of creamy. All right. No. That's another messed up one, isn't it? God, I have got to buy some canvas. This is it. Oh, look how tiny. 8 inches. Okay. Wow. Are we having a chemical reaction here? It's breaking up into cells. It should not be doing that. Usually you have to add something to the paint to make it do that. So something has happened. We're having a chemistry lesson here. If I only knew what it was. Wow. Is it the brilliant purple? Mixing, no, rather not actually mixing with the prism violet, which seems to be like chemical all its own, which of course they don't tell you what the chemical is, but it's definitely reacting. How rad. We must remember that. There we go. Got down to the point. All right, I'm just going to let everything set for a few minutes, however long it takes me to wash this stuff up. And okay, we need to have clean water and brushes, and I just want to see what this continues to do, because it'd be nice to be able to do that without having to add a specific chemical to it. Okay. I forgot one. Let's return to the sink. Wow. Well, that is curious. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Okay. Well, let's do something about it. Or cookie. This cookie is good. Mine is chocolate chip. But a little, what would it be? Daytime pain relief. I think a second. Oh my God, my brain is going. Begins with a G. Interesting. Looks like that's one of my hairs. Let's test this theory out. Yeah. If you don't want to get knocked over, don't be on my desk. It does. Come here, I know you're a hair. Damn it. If I can get it up, there we go. Ha ha ha. Ho ho. Got it. And this is what smocks and aprons are for. Made a nice line though. But without the hair holding it there, the line immediately dissipated. And it went back into a cell. Look at that. That is going to be fun to mess with after it's dry. I don't want to disturb it now. The colors are broken up into the whatever way they want to go. That's kind of bitching. This I need to mess with. So, oh, that looks so cool. Maybe I don't want to mess with it. It does have its own symmetry, and I do like the way things move into themselves. Yeah. Get gooey. But don't run off the edge. We don't want that. No. Let's try that. Getting some momentum there. Racing to the bottom. One the left's winning. No, you don't. I said no, going all the way to the bottom. But make a trail. Ooh, opportunity to blend. There we go. All right. Now follow that. Get momentum. And down we go. Mixing in and out. Oh, now some of your dots just look like dots. We'll have to make them less dotty. How am I going to do that? Liner. I need a liner. A long, long liner. That's a fan. I know I had a liner here. There it is. Charlie, hello. Yeah. Super Friends, New York City. Fern. I love Fern. He's a sweetheart. Man with a good heart. Oh, yeah, I went there. Oh, God. Yeah, I bet. Oh, yeah, he's recorded some hilarious stuff. Hey, you're getting jelly, man. I don't like the jelly. Jelly off. There. Yeah, I watched him on the 4th of July when he went down to the boardwalk, Coney Island. And what I most wanted was fireworks, but he started interviewing this guy. And at first it was like, oh God, please walk away from this man. But he turned out to be one of the most interesting people on the street. And he had a career in entertainment industry. And it was pretty funny. You never know who you're going to meet in Coney Island. Yeah, he's been getting around now. It started off during the pandemic, just he wasn't able to work full time in a hotel. And so eventually, I guess he completely lost his job or quit because it turned out that doing this was so much fun. Yeah. I haven't been watching the Las Vegas ones. The last time I was in Las Vegas, I got married. I'm not going back. But they have built up so much since then. I was there when there were like 3 or 4 casinos that were pretty new, relatively new. Like the Pyramid one, Luxor. So that was pretty cool. And we visited that on our wedding night, actually. That's the one that had the first attempt at virtual reality ride that made me sick. I mean, almost literally sick. Oh yeah, how was it going? Why are they doing this construction stuff in the middle of the school year? Why aren't they doing this like over summer vacation when things are usually closed? Well, you would think in your senior year being able to be more social would be a healthier thing. I thought you had to attend the classes. Sounds weird, Charlie. That would not happen in one of our public schools. Then again, now, I don't know. Don't know. Yeah. It's always something, right? For some reason. All right. I'm going to move these out of the way now because both of them have to dry before I do anything else with them. So my hips really need to stand up more than sit right now. Oh. Paperwork, 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 paperwork. I had so much paperwork today. My head got filled. Like I don't want to think anymore. I don't want to look at paperwork anymore. I'm done for today. All right. Now, I've got to try a little bit of sparkle. I just need some sparkle. I have awesome sparkle. Oh, I've got some blue sparkle. Hold on. There it is. Not the blue. Where is the blue? Oh, it's still here. There it is. Yep, since the 1980s. Prisma pastels. We were the first ones in our area to carry this stuff. Okay. I need something to make it adhere. Let we do have little wet spots. Do I want to just do it like a little bit of fairy dust? Whoa, not that much fairy dust. Okay, this is not a true representation. Just to give it a minute. If this is not on, getting this stuff back in the jar is a pain in the ass. All right, I'll be right back. I think that does pretty good. We don't want a lot of it, and it just looks tacky. But I want a little bit. Now that got sucked right up into, yeah, it's covered in paint now. That is the problem with titanium dioxide. It just covers all the cool stuff. Right. That right there. Now, another thing I could do, excuse me, is just mix up a little bit of watered down clear. Okay, Charlie. And then toss it on the clear instead of just little bits of wet paint. All right, this I think we can manage right there. Okay, well, we got some sparkly spots, definitely. Very sparkly. All right, we'll throw a couple more little stars in here. Fairy dust, fairy dust, fairy dust. Ooh, a little more there. Ah! Never hear that. My brain goes, ah! Hold on, let me see where that came from. Ah. Okay, okay. It is Mr. Richard. Letters, thank you. No. Sweet dreams are made of this. Sweet dreams and we go. There we go. Notifications go away. My goodness gracious, all this stuff going on in the background. All I need is you. Okay. Mark that red. Okay, now let me get rid of the excess. This time I have to go over the big garbage bag again. Else we will be wearing this. I'll be vacuuming this up for the next month and a half. All right. I'm much happier with it now. Now, we've got the deep purple up here. Should I put the a little bit of the orange down here? I'm trying to get the whole rainbow. We've got no orange. The magenta can be the red, and that's okay. But the yeah, kind of. No, that's magenta again. Down here. Where's the, there it is. Yeah, I think in the spirit of a true rainbow, we're going to have to do it. It's not hard. We've got this down pat now. She said before she screwed everything up. Now, we're going to be careful, that's all. Very careful. Ugh. Oh, this is too thin for this. Gonna have to get a little bit more paint in there. I think the red will work. Yeah. All right. Oh. Well, that screwed up. I just got on my face. It's the springiness of the brush. All right, now, let's get the orange a little thickened up, or it's just going to become invisible. Well, thank you. Whoa, a little overboard there. Well, we know where it's going. Come here. I made a mess with that. See? Never boast. Even as I was saying it, I went, you're setting yourself up for a fail here. You know, you can't say that kind of thing. And my mind went, yeah, too late. Even knowing that, I still fucked up. All right. But this is better, except for I'm going to need a shower because I just got it on my neck. This was great. It's a good thing I'm not sitting down. Okay, Chesapeake. Maybe you should move to Chesapeake. Okay, I feel better now. We got some red, we got some orange, we got our pinks, purples. Don't have yellow, damn it. Where's the yellow? Oh, maybe I'm getting too literal. All right, let me go wash this stuff up. Mostly my hands. Wank, how you doing, girl? Charlie's chessing away. Let's try a little yeller. We got, yeah. Which yeller we want? I think we want the, actually we want the lighter yeller in this case. Not too much. So you have to have enough to break down with some water without it disappearing. Almost ready. Maui, aloha. Ah, well that's a good thing to be distracted by. Come on in, the water is fine. I'm almost done with this background here. I threw some glitter on it. I was feeling a little crazy. It just seemed like it needed some sparkle, you know? So I got out my blue glitter, blue multi as they call it, because it's holographic mylar, I guess. Whatever it is, I can't remember, but it's awesome stuff. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh dear. Wrong brush. Let's try again. All right, we're gonna try this. Wish me luck. Oh, it landed there. All right, let's try some more there. My tripod is becoming very colorful. Much like my skin anymore. Let's try something different because this isn't working as much as I want it to. That worked. Passing to Maui. Aye, what coin you got today? I've got to pass it my way too. All right, now I have to observe this under different light. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right. Go ahead, Maui. You enjoy for a minute. You let me know when you're sending it my way, or Oink, maybe you need to light another one and send it my way. I am on the other coast. And both of us are 3 hours away from you, just in opposite directions. So, here is our springy / summery background for our Pride Month calendar page. Okay. Now you come back to me. Okay, a lot of this is still wet, and I'm not sure I should be doing this while it's wet. But if I control it well enough, can I or can't I? I don't know. This could be a bad move. All right, I'm gonna let this dry another minute. I am going to meet Maui over there. I'm going to my time traveler thingy. Okay. Nothing like a little cinnamon. Actually, it's called Cookies and Mints. Cookies and Mints. And the closest I could find to that is Sin Mints. Either way, it's Sounds good. It works. Much like a cup of good tea. All right. Oh dear. Why am I sitting down? Sitting down is always foolish when you're doing something like that. There's like zero control of the brush or the pen when you're sitting down. It's hard enough to do it when you're standing. Whoops, overshot. Oh, Wiggly Feral. Oh, we're going to get a chemical reaction here too. We might. In any case, I have a mess to clean up. Okay. Let's try and keep it off the sweater. Look at that. I'll go and get this out of my way because I just feel a palm of my hand going on it. As you know, you do. All right. Why is this not turning off? Turn off, please. Turn off. Off. This is power off button, yes? Hey, power off. Maybe that's why I had to unplug the sucker. Hey. Turn off. Ending, finally. I've been printing stuff for my recertification. So in case anybody missed it, today is my first anniversary of this apartment, 2/22/23. I moved in 2/22/22. I liked the numbers. All right, time to wash this stuff. Again. So, I'm happy to say I just had warm water. Now, our hot water heater, we've got 2 boilers, and one of them is down. And one of them will not be repaired. It's missing a part. It cannot be supplied until next Wednesday. March 1st, whenever that is. I guess that's next Wednesday. So, service is supposed to be restored March 1st. Coincidentally, also when we're having a fire, fire people come over here and explain how to escape the building in case of fire. It's like, isn't that good timing? What are you trying to say? So we've got all kinds of things on the agenda here. All right, costume with backdrop. Here we go. Costume backdrop drying right now, and also we have to buy beads to finish this off. So let's put this away. We're not carving anything in the moment. And we need another little bag. Come here, little bag. No, those bags have something in it. Here we go. Like that. I found the last one. It's serving as a work surface. Now, it's so cool. It weighs like nothing. This weighs more, I guess, because I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling the weight of the water in there, because this is like, this weighs nothing, nothing. Now, these are just gonna be like little wall hanging kind of things, but I'm gonna make more stuff to hang from the. That's just one. But right now, I can just move these around. We were not able to come up with a rainbow's worth of beads. I've only got like 4 or 5 colors. Not quite a rainbow. Especially when done in pastel. There's just not enough of a difference to make a difference. So I have to buy beads. Person just abandoned a game where you had 22 seconds. They had almost 4 minutes. Bummer. Were they losing horribly? No, I just put it there for now. That's a good idea. There we go. Amazing. Okay. We have one left. I need to sit for a few minutes. Not bummer. It counts as a win. Oh. Well, yeah, but this is a lousy way to win. Person abandoned the game. That's the same as like they threw it. But if you're counting just by wins, congratulations. So this item here, if anybody who wears nail polish is interested, this stuff is amazing. It was put out as an imitation, well, you know, like take a famous brand, but I never found the famous brand. It's an Equate, which is Walmart's brand, nail polish remover, odorless, acetone free. And it's in a smaller than what you usually see bottle for this kind of stuff. It's the best I've ever used. It's got like almost zero odor, doesn't smell anything like chemicals. It's got vitamin E to help it not dry your nail out. It removes the nail polish faster than my other non-acetone type. It's mind-blowing, and I can't find it anymore. It's like, oh my God, you guys are going to put everybody out of business. That's great. It's not polluting the world. What did you do? Apparently we'll never know. So I'm assuming because usually the way of equate is to imitate whoever they're imitating as much as they can. I'm guessing that their bottle shape is a clue to finding the original manufacturer. Non-flammable and non-toxic when used as directed, meaning don't drink it, dummy. Have you? I gotta tell you, I dated this very straight guy, not for long because we were like two different states and it was a pain in the ass. But he was a businessman, suit wearing type, selling insurance, I think. Do you know one of the things that they taught at, was it Etna? They taught the men to be properly groomed, which meant men were getting manicures. They weren't getting nail polish. They were getting a clear matte coat. Well, I guess it looked kind of shiny to me, but it was clear. But the nails, the cuticles, all that stuff was like perfect because they felt that if you're handling papers, your hands are right there under people's eyes and your hands should look attractive, well groomed like the rest of you. It's like, oh, son of a bitch. So men are wearing nail polish, just clear nail polish. It's interesting, and they're not feeling embarrassed or ashamed. Isn't that nice? But nowadays, because that was 40 years ago, by the way. This was 40 years ago. How many men did you ever meet wearing any kind of nail polish? So he was straight, too. It wasn't, a thing. It was a business thing. Like, wow, what do you know? Now the thing is black nail polish for everybody. I do not look good with nail polish. That's too dark. So I don't often wear it. Usually if I wear a dark polish, it's because it's Halloween or I'm matching something. I'm doing something different, But especially for me, I like, if I'm going to wear dark polish, I want my nails at their longest. And right now they're actually at, well, the longest I will allow. I'm doing this right now because I feel like sitting down with you guys. So what's going on today? I thought of you, Doc, when I was over on YouTube watching some Esther Hicks and Abraham things. If something good happens, talk it up. Talk it up. Anything good that happens, talk it up. Anything bad happens, it's like people wearing animal fur to love each other. I definitely am not into animal fur. I don't believe in killing an animal for its fur. However, I do believe in, if you kill an animal for food, you should use every damn part of it you possibly can. You waste nothing. Unfortunately, when they raise things to kill for their skins, they're not eating them. Nothing is being used but the fur, and only the richest can do that, and it's just like a very cruel practice in my estimation. So there are definitely things. Oh goody, I got yellow underneath the nail. Good, you should be. Doc, If you don't like your own company, why would anybody else like it? You need to be alone. You need to consider what you like about yourself. You need to learn to love yourself. You need to forgive yourself any mistakes you've made in the past and move on. You need to be alone to do that. You don't need the distraction of a relationship when you're trying to figure those kinds of things out. It's good to be alone until you know you're ready to be with another. That'll help you not play games or get caught up in other people's games. One of the important things to remember about relationships, it's not taught enough, because we've got these fun movies and they're sweet and cute and romance novels and all this stuff that doesn't. It's very rare are they realistic, but they're fun fantasies. But living with a person, especially when you're older, it's a transactional kind of a thing up to a point, because you need to be a little bit more sensible than just like love at first sight. When you're 60 years old, yes, you can fall in love at first sight, and you can fall in love at any age. But when you're older and you start thinking about merging households, things like that, it's like suddenly you realize, oh, wait a second, there's a lot more to consider here. Some people will do anything rather than be alone. They can't be alone with themselves because they don't like themselves. When you like yourself, it gets easier and easier to be alone. And I am not saying, oh, everybody should be alone. No, the idea is to be alone for a while. Be alone until you know who you are and what you want. Be alone until you realize what you have to offer another person. Until you get to that point, any relationship is going to put an unrealistic burden on the partner, the would-be partner. When we have a partner, we want someone in our lives, they're not there to be responsible for how we feel. They're not there to make us happy. That is not the purpose of having someone in our lives. If we're not happy to start with, nobody can make us happy. That's why being alone to find out why you should be happy, what you can do, what it takes to be happy. These are the things you didn't have the answers to. Once you do, then you will feel that inspiration of like, I remember what love feels like, or this is what love should feel like. I want to feel like this. I want to feel like this a lot when I'm around a person. And what is the turn on about being around someone? The way they talk to you, the way they talk with you, the way they listen. Think about what it is that makes you a good partner. Why? Why would you ignore it? I can tell you why. The only reason anyone ignores the signs that it's not going to be a good relationship, the only reason we ignore it is because we don't think we're deserving of a good relationship. And when we have good self-esteem, we don't settle for people who are only half of what we need. Or when they give up those red flags, like, oh my God, this is a crazy person. Or, oh my God, this person has a serious problem that I don't want to deal with. You know, forewarned is forearmed. Look, I don't want to be around, I don't want someone in my intimate life, if they have, let's say, a drinking problem or a heavy-duty drug problem where that drug or alcohol takes precedent in their life. I don't need that. I don't want someone where that problem counts in their life more than I do. If they want me in their life, they have to want me in their life. So I don't want it to be the drug or alcohol talking, you know. I want someone who's into being basically healthy in lots of different ways. I want someone who's also interesting, someone who's done things, someone who still wants to do things. So, you know, a desire to be happy, a decision to be happy, and not rely on another person to make you happy. No one can do that. Literally, there's not a single person on the planet that can make a person happy because it's just not their job. Unfortunately, we put people in that position all the time. Like, you're my husband, you're my wife, you should be making me happy. Why am I not happy with you? Well, you're not happy with me because you're not happy with you. You don't see me, you just see where I'm supposed to plug into your needs. Like I'm some kind of machine, or I'm just supposed to devote myself to this because it's you. It's like, if you don't think enough of yourself to pursue what you love, then what am I supposed to do about it? Exactly, Link, exactly. Recreational, not a necessity. I have been around junkies, and it's not a condemnation. I just know that they have their own set of certain kinds of issues that I don't have and I don't want. And unless you're my child or my mate and you develop this problem after we were together or after I gave birth, that's a different kind of a thing. I have a choice. I am not attached to anybody that has that kind of a problem. So I don't have to accept somebody and make my life more miserable because now I've got a person who needs, well, they're going to be really needy, and they're not going to be emotionally honest. They tend to have other problems I just don't want to deal with because I already know what those problems are. It's not saying that they're bad people, not at all, but they have their own challenges, which are not mine anymore. And actually, addiction never was, except for cigarettes. And yeah, that was a serious addiction. I just didn't, because it was so socially acceptable, I just couldn't see it that way. But man, when I quit, it was definitely clear. It was an addiction that I was physically changing with it, and I didn't like it. I was believed that I will have a free model, that I wouldn't have to go to a figure drawing class or cut back from going. Well, everybody and everything is a potential model, Maui. You have free models. You just are looking for a specific kind of model. And if you're doing that, you're holding up your own growth because now you've got this thing fixed in your mind. I mean, you're looking for a Barbie doll to pose for you. Would you be able to handle it? I mean, you want someone else just to pose for you? There are people that you can work with, people that will sit for you. Well, I recommend that you get faster and you do candid drawing. Like, oh no, go to the edge of a beach where there's people all over the place laying down in the sun. People not moving for a while, people sitting at tables eating. If you're near a beach, you're going to see a lot of people that are near naked. And you're going to have to just learn to get some of your sketching the basic shit down and then finish it by memory or by photograph. You can photograph what you're sketching, so if someone moves or leaves, you can still finish your work using the photograph as reference, which is how professional artists work all the time. And now that you can do that on your phone, there's no reason not to. You don't even have to take an extra camera like my ex-husband did. Glenn worked from photographs. He did not work from real life. He took pictures of anything he wanted to paint, and that's what he went with. Because lighting changes while you're working, and things move while you're working, and yeah, he wanted something reliable he could keep going back to. So sure, it's weird. if you want me to model for you, guess what? You're going to have to pay me to sit still and do nothing while you're drawing. Good luck. That's where you pay people. Like you said, you want a free model. They're all around you. If you're willing to, look at it like you really want to paint, nothing can stop you. You really want to draw, nothing can stop you. You want to get specific and say, I can only draw this and I can only draw that way. You're just stifling your own creativity. And then in that case, you really might want to ask why. We can find our ways around lots of different things if we just give it a little extra thought and say, okay, if this is really what I want to do, why am I not doing it? And then if you look at everything like you're a teacher and go, wait a second, is this an excuse? Is this real? Can I really not do this? Is there a way around it? And you look at it as a challenge to your own intellect. Smart people find their way. They find their way around things because they don't want to be stopped. And when you don't want to be stopped, and that's really where you're going, it's like, okay, what can I get? How can I do this so I don't have to stop? Answers will come. And while you're doing this and someone starts to see you sketching like in the same place every day, you will end up with volunteer models because people will see what you're doing. You have to be consistent. It's like doing a show. And then you might find yourself getting paid. Can you do my wife? Can you do me? I'll pay you. And you say, well, yeah, okay. $25, $35. How fast can you draw? Look at the caricature artists, $35 to do a person on the street fair. And all they do is they sit there with a big pad of paper. And I can tell you right now, it's cheap paper. I know. I used to sell those pads. Cheapest possible paper, but it's smooth, it's white. It's like newsprint, only one grade up. They do that stuff there with markers. And they make... If you were doing something like that, holy shit, Maui, you want to make some money? I bet you could. Especially if you're in an area where you know there's money because they love themselves. Do some flattering shit on a piece of paper and, oh, look. Turn it around. Turn it around. Those are the people with money. They got extra if they see what they want. And you want to make them want something. So you have to use your head. You want to, it's like, okay, look, they're used to looking at their phones all day, right? They're more and more into the phones. And they're more and more like this. But when there's something right in front of them, that is, well, basically ASMR. People love watching other people paint and draw, weave, all of it. People love being a spectator. If it wasn't true, YouTube would not be making the money it's making, and the same thing for Twitch. They are getting very, very, very rich, and now all these other people that are putting stuff on YouTube, I mean, not me at this point, but they're getting very rich as well. So you don't have to do the internet thing. You're right there in frickin' Maui. You can take advantage of the situation and create the product just by being someone practicing their art where people can watch. You will end up with, can you do this and can you do that? You'll get tips, you'll get offers. And then if it looks really good, I mean, I wouldn't put a sign up unless you went and got a permit to do that. Because I think to do anything like on the street to actually make money, where you're advertising yourself, that would be most likely some kind of a peddler's permit. Because that's how it was in the mainland. I mean, I would not go out there doing anything unless I had some kind of a merchandising permit or license, because it's not, they're usually very, very cheap. I used to pay $25 per town that I was doing shows in. So that was the first thing I had to do, is go to town hall, get your little permit to do business there on the street, farmers markets, street fairs, festivals. And once you get your permit, after that it's usually a fee. The permit's good for like a year at a location. But a fee to be part of a festival or an outdoor anything, that's a different thing. They have rules, like a lot of them have to have, everyone I was in, you had to have a 10 by 10 foot tent. You had to have your tables covered. You couldn't look like you were just like a box store. You had to look like you belonged there and you were friendly and you were there to do business. So it wasn't like flea market. It was more like a step up from flea market. But if I had the advantage that you have, I'm good at art and I'm in a tourist area. One of my sisters is really good at what she does. She's been going to these little art shows in Miami. And in Miami, there are themes of art where they're selling all the time, because tourism is year-round pretty much. Even hurricane season doesn't seem to stop the tourists from going to these dangerous spots. And my sister witnessed it. And now down there, it's anchors, basically nautical symbols, and palm trees and flamingos. What do you associate with the state of Florida? What do you associate with tourism in Miami? Alligators are also a thing. So my sister does not have any interest in doing palm trees and sailboats, but she said it sells constantly. Anything with those things, little bits of this, little bit of that, it sells constantly, because that's what people want to bring back with them. A stupid little thing. Well, if that's how you want to make some money and make, your future a little bit more secure, practice. There are things you can do instead of playing games. I'm not saying give up games. I'm not giving up SimCity. But you can spend more time pursuing something that's going to pay off. I mean, it's up to you. I'm not saying go ahead and do just that. I'm just saying you have advantages that a lot of people don't. They're not artists. They have no sense of the arts. You have your age going for you, because people are more interested in seeing what the seniors are doing. Disco biscuit dancing. Oh. No shit. Okay. Well, let's try the disco biscuits. I will try, I tried Sin Mints. Of course, I don't have anxiety, so that's not my problem. Pain is more my issue today, so yeah, gotta look that up. I don't know if it's the humidity going up or whatever. It's just me moving around too much. Well, come on, pass it to Maui, and I'll be right back. I have to say, thank you. I got that. I have to say, the older I get, the bolder I get. But this just comes from me being crazy. Now, I've always been an entertainer, but at the same time I've always been an entertainer, I've always been an introvert. So I love and need my alone time, and alone is where I gestate the best ideas. And I'd love to be able to be free to do whatever art I'm moved to do at the time. They suck. I couldn't get any cheaper, except they could get smaller, which was I was actually expecting. I forgot the point I was going to make. I held on to that too long there. Thank you, Likeness. I think the disco biscuits should do the trick. I had gelato and got the ice cream urge. Because I thought of gelato. Oh, but snow ice cream's great. Did you ever do that in your outdoor camp? Oh, you're never out there in the snow. You have any maple syrup? You can make snow candy. Snow candy is awesome. Couldn't be easier. Pat down firmly a tray of snow. Boil your maple syrup and pour it over in strings. Crackle. That's good shit. Gets chewy too. After doing that, I decided when I was babysitting to show my niece and nephew how you could do it in the kitchen with an ice cube tray and boiled syrup. After that, every time I came over, make maple syrup candy. Very amusing. Oh, how awesome. Oh, wow. The ash from Mount St. Helens makes such beautiful glazes. Pottery glazes. Well, I guess it's not so bad. And I remember the point. And being bolder as I get older, because I realized finally that no matter what you do, good, bad, beautiful, ugly, doesn't matter. Whatever you do, the world is going to judge you. And the world is going to judge you however it wants to judge you. And among the millions of people capable of judging, billions, because everybody is, doesn't matter. Does that single one of their judgments, unless it actually has anything to do with your income, does it really freaking matter what anybody else thinks about you or what you're doing? Really? I mean, the looks I got when I put blue in my hair. Like, what kind of weirdo are you? I waited till I was 60 years old to do it. Because of Glenn. I wanted to do it much sooner. As soon as I saw that they were making those awesome dyes and I could get a sky blue like I always wanted. But Glenn put the kibosh on that. 1, 2, 3. It's like, okay, I won't get it done. But once I didn't have to worry about him being an asshole, more of an asshole, because I had blue in my hair, I just went ahead and did it, and I've loved it, and I've done it ever since. Milk, sugar, vanilla, and a salt. Yeah. I would use the heaviest milk you got, like cream. You got half and half? Heavy cream is usually what you use. But hey, why not? If it freezes, it freezes, right? It will freeze. You've got enough snow. I'm just used to making it with any kind of ice cream with heavy cream. I have a big thing of milk, but I haven't even opened it. Matter of fact, I think it's good until March 1st. Probably ultra pasteurized or something. I feel refreshed. Okay, well, I'm not doing any more painting because of the light. I can do other things though. Like what? Uh-oh, I need to plug in the phone charger. Oh, I'm going to polish my nails. That's what I'll do. I took the nail polish off. How about my Walmart delivery took 2.5 hours to get here, 12 miles. Wow, you're lucky they came out at all. So they're still plowing, no doubt. I used to live a long way from a Walmart too. Now, I don't actually live far. It's just a very convoluted trip unless I just go once a month with the senior bus. Yeah, I would have done the same. Yeah, really canceled. Oh, I'm so glad we don't have that to contend with right now. But it did rain. It's still drippy. I think tomorrow, I think it's supposed to get very cold. And then unseasonably warm again. Yeah, Doc, I definitely would not do it if I were you. Unless you want to attract a certain kind of crowd. But the reason I'm pleased about my willingness to go out on a limb. Ah, yes. Sweet dreams, Charlie. Slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Steve Miller Band. That was a great album. Fly like an eagle till I'm free, right? Let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. No, I can't remember. It was a great song though. They were amazing in concert. It was the tightest, not just the tightest band I ever saw, but the balance, their sound balance for being as loud as they were, it was mind-blowingly perfect. Everything about it. Their sound people were perfect. Everybody was perfect. It was like, this is how it's supposed to be. Who else? The Who. They were also a perfect sound people. People forget you have to have good sound men and women. If you don't, it doesn't matter what your venue is, you're going to suck. You can drive people's ears crazy so they can't even hear really what you're doing. So having good sound people is essential to a good show. Into the Sioux. Oh, then you should go to Temu, because first orders get 20% off, and they're having all kinds of things on sale. Snowy days can do that. I ordered some stuff. I finally ordered belts, a few different kinds. They were so cheap. And that red scarf I wanted for Galen to be like in the book, I think I may have gotten it for a whole 74 cents. So some of this stuff is like, if the first time, that's why I took advantage of I knew the first time was going to give you the absolute best free shipping, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay. But literally, while you are looking at things, prices can change. It's a weird site. But, we'll know in 10 days. I bought a dress. I love this dress. If it is really like it's shown, plus one of the belts I got, I could have a new outfit for spring. That'll make me very happy. Because it was so cheap. But it might be something that has a weird smell, doesn't wash well. I mean, come on. There's always something. But I was looking at the price going, well, it is really cheap. But it's also, that price is kind of like Walmart clothes. So, yeah, probably a cheap dress, but it should look sensational to get my money's worth out of it, and then I will turn it into something else. It looks super comfortable, long sleeves, black with this awesome abstract pattern around the bottom, and bright colors like earthy blue, green, beige. I'm trying to remember. Oh, pockets. It's got 2 pockets on the front. It's like, okay. We'll see. We'll see. And I've been needing belts because I literally do not have a single belt except a metal thing that goes off the hips for like belly dancing. And I use it to hold one of my skirts kind of in place. So I ordered actual belts, wrap around, one with a buckle. We'll see. It's really hard to resist something you know. I mean, and there were a few things I actually went to Amazon and checked. Went, oh, hell yeah, I'll have to get this. It's worth a try. That was the dress. I didn't get any makeup. I was reading about people trying the makeup and doing very well, like liners and things like that. It's like, we don't have enough standards for makeup safety as it is. And I am seeing influencers doing really stupid things, like grinding up lapis lazuli, turning it into eyeshadow. It's like, that's highly toxic shit. Just because they did it in Egypt doesn't make it okay. You don't really want to put that on your skin. It's really not a good idea. So, yeah, people are doing some stuff that's kind of like, mm-mm. So I'm not trusting anything coming out of another country that has even fewer safety standards when it comes to what you wear. We at least have to have warnings. Like when you buy blue powder dye for your soap, it has warnings on it. Like, don't get in your eyes. It's like, well, in general, you don't want to get soap in your eyes. That's true. But do I want my coloring to have a separate warning? Maybe it's better not to just don't use that color. You know, some stuff, it's just, why are we bothering putting it in? That's why I like a lot of these natural soaps. They use minimal coloring and they use the most natural stuff, so it's not going to be adding to any kind of irritations you might experience, but they do use the natural oils. I am so sad that my patchouli soap is now a little sliver because I really don't want to go out and buy another patchouli soap, but I'm starting to eyeball patchouli oil for perfume. And I'm seeing some blends, like, oh, I wish I could smell that. Patchouli with vanilla. Patchouli with vanilla and amber. Now that sounds like Renaissance fair to me. It's like, I need to smell that stuff. But the cheapest one to smell it and see if it's the right thing for me, it's like $6, $7. And if it's not Prime, it's not free shipping. Hold on, a message has come in on the phonography. Your package says delivered. Did it arrive? Oh, just contact me and let me know you got it. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my God. It has been delivered. Holy shit. Wow. Look at the size of this. Oh my God, I have to buy a frame for it. My sister sent me art that she made. It's a print of her art. Let me let her know I just got it. I did. Just now. They didn't knock. Thank you. Haven't looked at it yet. I do not think I should open it until I'm ready to put it in a frame. I have no place that's safe for a picture that big. But once I have it, a frame, which will be the end of the month of March, because I already spoke to a friend. I said, my sister sent me a painting, a print of a painting, her painting. I want to put it over my bed. It's huge. I need a frame. Please come over and take me. So, actually, I think the last weekend is actually going to be April 1st. Probably April 1st, hopefully, because then I'll have actually a little bit of money. I can go ahead and at least get a frame. Yes, it was. It is. She doesn't know I'm streaming right now. Thing. live right now. And let me send a kissy face. Whenever you open it tonight, tomorrow. Don't keep writing to me. Okay, let's find YouTube. Where were you? There we go. Yeah, it is a beautiful painting. I'll have to send you. I have to send it to you. She sent it to me. It'll take me a minute to find it, so yeah, it's gorgeous. And it's so me, too. I'll lose this chat again if I try and find it now. So yeah, it's huge. And I don't want to pull it out of its roll until I am ready to put it into a frame because of obvious reasons. I'll never get it back into that roll. And that's a bad thing because I can't have it around without a home, for a month waiting to frame it. It's going to cost a bloody fortune. But it's worth it. This is just such a beautiful print. And it'll look really bitchin' over my bed. Really cool. I'll finally have wow, all right. More art gallery feel to my home. Even though it's not my own art going over my bed, the fact that it's my sister pleases me. Now, she is working larger. She's got enough room now. And she's got an easel. You really need an easel if you're going to work 22 by 26. So I'm only going to go 2 inches bigger than what I'm working. 22 by 26, I think she said. It's either 22 by 26 or 22 by 28. The day that I'm going to get a frame, I will take it out of the tube, lay it on the bed, and measure it so I don't mess up with my one chance. Now, the only other option I'll have is if I buy a sizing kind of a frame that you put together, and I can get that actually mailed to me because it doesn't have any glass in it. I'll see what I can do. It's really hard to travel on a bus with something that size. So I really need my friend to bring me out. And she's going to bring me to Mystic. We love Mystic. So we will have options. The kind of kit that you put together. So my troublesome nail has been giving me trouble again because I haven't been able to get a manicure. And isn't it great? I've got yellow paint underneath this nail now. Now, everybody hates a yellow fingernail, and here it is. I did it by accident with stupid yellow paint. I am not going to be able to get that out. Yeah, that's a kind of a spendy size. I would say it's not that it's spendy, it's for the size when you see, working it up, especially when you start talking about the piece of glass involved. Yeah, it's kind of heavy. So Yeah, I need to do it when my friend is here so we can do the project together and get it up on the wall safely. But it'll be fun. She's getting ready to sell the house and move to Alabama. No, not Alabama. Well, yeah, I think at first she's going to end up in Alabama near her father. That's the whole day, was to be near daddy. But also her daughter, who is hoping to get pregnant and raise a family down there with or without a mate. Um, she's down in Alabama. So before she moves, we're going to take care of a few things that we've been meaning to do, but between lack of paychecks or paychecks that have to go to other things, we haven't been able to get together. And like, okay, time's running out, girl. You're going to be moving soon. And hey, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I did find which unit I need to get, and I set it aside in my wish list so that I can't screw up and like forget what it was. It's like, okay, no, I got the right one there, and it's one of those good arms, you know. I don't know if she can help, but I know I can get one of the handymen to give me a hand with that. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, I'm not even dealing with it right this minute. I don't have any need to watch TV in my living room. The only place to put it means I would have to sit here and turn my chair toward the kitchen to watch it. And it's like, well, that's not what I'm going to do. If I'm sitting in my chair, I'm going to face my computer monitor. It's way easier. So until it's in my bedroom, there's really no need to be watching the TV. But I am trying to make sure every night now, when I'm eating my dinner, that I watch something, romantic comedy. Gotta have the comedy. Something lighthearted, because isn't that a joke? You know, it's like the last one that I watched is still in my freaking head. That's how little other stimulation apparently I'm getting. I'm still doing that, so I've got to see something else and put something else in my head. And that color is so pretty. I just washed my fingernails with Dawn. And I guess I'm going to have to get my nail clipper. Oh my goodness. I am so glad that the only thing I have to cook tonight is my zucchini, because I cooked the fish and the other half of the zucchini last night. Uh-oh. I guess I need glasses to know where my nail went. Okay. Oh, there it is. Very clean. Here, let's do it right by the garbage. Because I'm going to do my nails right now with you here. Now, I have to say, I really do need new hearing aids. When I clip a nail, the sound in my hearing aids is really bizarre. It's like it tries to make the sound super loud, like I'm clipping my nail right over the microphone. Even though it's down here, it's up here. It's the weirdest experience. It's like, why are you doing that? It's like you don't just hear it, you feel it. It's like, yeah, how strange is that? So I'm hoping that Netflix is going to do a second season of Wednesday. I don't know if it was released, whether they were going to do that or not, or if a decision was made, or if the funds were found for it. But I really enjoyed that, more than I expected to. I do have a bit of a dark sense of humor at times. I enjoy that. Some of that weird shit. Without it getting quite as weird as it got with Harry Potter. Which I felt... I really didn't feel the urge to go on after the fourth movie. It's like, okay, I think I've seen enough. I get the gist. This is not getting cuter, this is getting scarier. I have a feeling bad shit's gonna happen. Sure enough. So, Maui, are you still here? Now, about not caring what people think. As long as what I'm doing is legal and decent, whatever I do is nobody's business. Now, if I was in a place or I had access to places I could hang out and watch people, or be around people that I know are clearly people with money. But I also know people with money don't just like to part with it. It's not like they're throwing it around. They want value for their money. Me being an entertainer, I don't mind finding a way to be entertaining as long as it's, again, within the realm of decency, because that's who I am. And also because of who I am, it has to be within the realms of the arts. So, one art or another, I would try to find a way to use it to get attention to something that I can turn over financially. Just like when I first started playing and writing songs, I sang for tips, and that's the only money I made, was tips. Of course, I didn't give up my day job. I just did that on the side to make extra money. And it wasn't like I made a lot of money, but it was good practice. I learned how to handle microphones, kept adding to my repertoire. I started meeting more people in the business. Started getting recommendations. Oh, try this club. Go speak to so-and-so. You know. And then you find out who's managing the entertainment. And see if you can get yourself a little gig. There was a while there that caricature artists, which is not a style I like, it's definite style that you can teach yourself if you want. They have free lessons on how to become a caricature artist, a caricaturist. There's some basic rules to doing that cartoony kind of thing, and then the better you get at doing backgrounds and little details real fast, the more money you make. And people book people like that for doing parties and having them around to keep people from looking at their phone. Because anything that you can do to get people in a place like a hotel, out there on the balconies, and not the balconies, the verandas, all that, around the pool. They don't want people sitting there staring at their phones. They want people interacting. They want them active. And there's a good reason for that. If they're sitting at a table and they're watching someone and they're interacting, they tend to drink more. And that's where their money's made. So they want to do things that encourage people to drink and eat, but mostly drink more. And people, when they drink, they do tend to get stupid, but also some of them get more generous. The tips get bigger. So, yeah, if I was living in paradise, I would be looking for a way to make a buck, without a doubt. Anybody who gets good at anything, you can find a way to get there. Find a way to make a connection. Now, out here, we have long winters, or we used to, and they needed entertainment to keep the doors open, because people did not like to leave their cozy houses. But then everybody gets restless in winter, and they bundle up, and when they go out, they better be entertained, by gosh. And when they go out, the people that have entertainment to offer are going to get those people who dare the weather. But I have never lived in a paradise. I worked at the beach, but that was just summers. Now, when I was young, I would not have put my artistry out there. I was doing art, but that was more like a side to my music. The music was my gig. So sometimes it was hard finding new places, because a lot of people found out, well, we'll just put the radio on. And then got better systems for pumping music through restaurants. They were able to make their own mixes instead of having to have a DJ or a radio commercials. It's like, oh, well, they don't need live music. That's going to charge them a minimum of $50 to play for a while. And here in winter in a restaurant, unless they want to bring in a caricaturist, it's really kind of an investment, like card reading. There were a couple places I did card readings, and they didn't pay me to do that. That was you just get known for being there that day, at that time, and how much it cost to get a reading. And then you built up a trade by being there. But there were some nights, you sit there, it's like, well, there isn't a single person interested in getting any kind of card reading, so you just sit there and do nothing. Read a book, play with your cards. But you have to, again, you have to scout out a place, work with the manager, get the place, get the table, whatever you're going to do, and let them, first of all, convince them to give you space to do it, to offer it there, so their workers can talk you up. Like, oh, we got somebody that's doing caricatures. If you want to get someone to draw you, or there's somebody over there behind the beaded curtain where the candles are doing card readings. Ooh. One thing I did not do, once I left New York and moved to Connecticut, I did not do free gigs like that. I did not, like, just sit and play and wait for someone to leave me a tip. That's how you start, and you get, but that was like, oh, this is where I get used to using pickups, my first guitar pickup, and microphones. It's like that kind of thing. It's like, okay, you're paying for your experience, basically. You're volunteering if you're lucky enough to get someone to give you a hand with that. And there was actually other people in a band that set me up with that and said, you're good, try this. We'll give you a space. When we take our breaks, you can get up here. And before they would go on their break, they'd set me up with a chair and microphones, make sure that I was tuned in there, and they'd go and leave me to myself. I mean, it was really scary the first time. I found myself with a spotlight and me and my guitar and the microphones and nothing else except an audience out there. And it was not crowded or anything, but it was still really unnerving. It's like, oh my God, I'm playing in front of people. And it was like the first time my father came to hear me. My knee just kept bouncing up and down with nerves. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I hope he likes me. I hope they like me. And this is why I'm doing this out here. Because it stinks to high heaven. I think it's interesting that some people have stage fright the majority of their careers. They say that Barbra Streisand never got over it. She was always sick before a concert. She was very uneasy in front of cameras. I don't know if it's the same now, but rumor has it it's her perfectionism that prevents her from being so at ease like other people are in front of a camera. And yet, of course, as an actress, she comes across totally at ease in front of the camera. But I don't know why. People, after a while, it seems like, well, just be yourself. I don't have that problem, obviously. Then again, it's taken a lot of time for me to just sit here and talk about anything. When we started, we had everything was a schedule. And I just feel like I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to go back into having a format, specific format. Like, now we're going to do the Hairball of the Week award. And that was fun, and I did enjoy doing that because it's important for us to know who the hairballs are, so we are not misled by them. But I'd rather spend the energy talking about ways just to succeed and be happy. You have to start with where you're at. If you can't imagine where you want to go, you can't bring it up, you're not sure, don't sweat it. Just be clear on how you want to feel and focus on the feeling, and that's your best shortcut to getting what you want. Now, you can trust the universe knows exactly what you want because you've wanted it before at some point. So you put it there waiting for you on the other side of what you can see. But your vibration, your feeling has to match up with the good stuff you want. Again, it comes back to caring about you enough to have fun, caring about yourself enough to love yourself. Okay, don't get too excited. I only can go through this once in a while. It's terrible. That is one thing I like about the stuff, the resin, the cures. In 1 minute, you know, and the smell is gone super fast because, bam, put your hand into there. It's like, wow, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Holy mackerel. It's like, yeah, I like that. And hard as a rock, you know. It's like, oh, I can go ahead and do whatever I need to do. Super fingernails. And OPI is the brand, but this is just regular nail lacquer. I thought I would try a conservative fingernail today. Peace of mind, huh? Peace of mind. What does peace of mind feel like? What does it look like to you, Maui? Tell me what life looks like when a person has peace of mind. Think about it. Because those are words. So focus, what is it exactly that represents having a peaceful mind? Base coat. Looks like now. So you have peace of mind right now? Is sex, you can't have sex with peace of mind? Or you want peace of mind that includes sex? You can have it any way you want, but you got to be clear on what you want. And if you have put red flags anywhere in there about in getting what you want, it's like, oh, well, I can have that, but if I do, that means this bad thing is going to come with it. Not necessarily, unless you put it there. So you got to imagine what you want as you want it, not as you are afraid it might turn out. That's where we trip ourselves up. We're going by the past to create a template for the future, and that never works to our happiness. Well, what about sex do you associate with lack of peace of mind? You don't have to type it all out. I'm imagining that people like Jenny, it's like, yeah, they would love to have sex with you, but they're trouble, and you know that in advance, so it's easier just to say, no, I think I'll avoid that problem. But not all potential sexual relationships have to include anxiety or red flags. Okay, perfect. You can have peace of mind and have sex. Can you imagine that? If you can't imagine it, then you've got to see where you're tripping yourself up, because it's possible. It's totally possible that you don't have to lose your peace of mind Matter of fact, sex can make peace of mind even more peaceful and better because, orgasm is really healthy for the human body. So it's a healthful thing to do. But if your past is all about the problems you've had, then that's what you keep bringing back to life. You have to be able to imagine it being wonderful without the red flags. So that's your meditation, sweetie. That's what you want to come up with. You need to imagine what it feels like to be able to just have a casual sexual relationship, a friendship, a friends with benefits thing, where it's not, I'm holding on to you and I have to have only you. Although, in all honesty, even though I'm not saying monogamy is the way, because the older you get, apparently people are not being as monogamous because they say, hey, there's not much time left, I'm having fun. It seems to me it's easier than ever to find someone you can just have occasional sex with and not risk your peace of mind. So imagine the different kinds of scenarios that could be possible if you did not have somebody crazy taking the place of the woman. Try to imagine a woman who is like you, who just wants exactly what you want. They exist. But if you can't see it in your head, you can't feel what it's like to meet someone just like you, simpatico, wow, maybe even be willing to just hang out, catch a buzz, and let you draw them. I mean, anything is possible if you can see it, if you can feel it. In this case, you need to see it and feel it because you don't know what it looks like without having that relationship go right into the red zone. So you need to be able to imagine what it looks like without putting an actual person in the slot. You can't tell the universe to bring you a specific person. Okay, it's like just like I cannot ask the universe to bring me Rick Moranis. Okay. That's not going to happen. You can't control other people. So you want somebody that makes you feel a certain way to come into your life, and you want to be able to feel a certain way when they are in your life, so that you can feel good about them and being with them. You want to spend some time with them, but both of you want to retain your sense of freedom. So there's lots of things you can imagine it happening, and the more you imagine that happening, the more likely it is to happen. You have to program your subconscious to stop throwing you right into that red flag zone where relationships that include sex are automatically dangerous and potential drama and all of that. And any involvement with another human being is going to eventually bring up something dramatic, because if for no other reason, people die. And when someone loses someone they care about to death and you happen to be their friend, you're going to hear about it. That's not you dragging you into a drama necessarily, but I'm just saying that to have a perfectly never come across drama life is harder. But if your vibration is tuned to the joys, you will see a lot more of the fun stuff than you will the bad. Yeah, well, that's where you've got to be clear that what you want, you've got to see it in your head. You got to see it in your head. And don't offer to do certain things unless you really genuinely want to do them. But yeah, when we know that a person that we think is our friend, they're able to do things, we usually trade things off. We do things for each other because we're friends. If that's going to be a problem for you, or you're going to start resenting it, then yeah, don't do it until you're ready to go into something wholeheartedly. You can't go halfway with humans. You can start with friends. Make sure they understand what kind of friend you're looking for. Happy to help out now and then, but don't call me every time you need a maintenance guy, because I'm not that person. You'll have to pay somebody for that. And yeah, Yep, that is a problem with women. Women are nesters in general, so they tend to get serious or they want a monogamous relationship. So if you're going to get involved with anybody, then again, before you see the problem, before you see the argument that makes you not want relationships or make all relationships end up sour, imagine one that works. If you can't imagine one that works, you're going to keep getting attracted to ones that are just not going to work because you're creating it. That's your vibe. Attracting ones that end up not working. You, when you're clear on what you want, you're able to say what you want. You're able to say, look, I want to stay loose. I want to be able to have some fun in my senior years. Time's a ticking. But I'm afraid of getting serious. I don't want to be serious. I'm afraid of becoming responsible for somebody. I'm afraid they're going to call on me to do all this stuff for them. You don't want to give in those areas at this time. So that's got to be right there on the surface. Not a surprise to anybody. I don't want a monogamous relationship. I get it. I'm saying the same thing. I do not want to settle down with somebody. I'm not interested in that right now. I'm really digging just being on my own. I like being alone right now. And what am I concerned about getting involved with anybody? Is that the older you get, you're going to end up having to help someone at some point. You got to decide what you're willing to give, what you need, what you are going to need, and the more what you're going to need as you get older. Do you want a companion who is there to hold your hand when things get sucky? Or when you have to have a surgery, or you got to face something potentially scary? Do you want a relationship? Then you got to be willing for that to be mutual. That you will be there when they need you. That you will be a caring, kind person. Don't offer and don't ask for what you're not willing to return in kind. That's all. Have that firmly in your head. This is all I'm willing to give. Therefore, this is all I will take, because I'm not willing to give any more than this. And there's no right or wrong to that, Maui. There's no judgment on that. It's just simply you need to know what it is you really want. And you need to know what it is you're willing to give. And if you have limitations on how much you want to give, you need to know exactly what those limitations are. But then you need to focus on what it is what you are trying to attract. Because if you can't feel it, you can't attract it. You're creating your reality moment to moment. If you're not happy with it, then you have to look at where's your thinking gone off? Where's your feelings wandering to? Why are you recreating feelings that didn't serve you happily in the past? We do have choices. We just have to pay attention to them. To say you want peace of mind, but you got to understand what that really means to you. Is peace of mind having everything you need? So you have everything you need except sex? What's the price of sex? That's one of the keys here. What are you willing to give for your sex that has no strings? Because I know for me, I'm not into, and I know many women are, the older they are, apparently a lot of them are this way, they're into recreational sex. They're not interested in settling down. You've met some of them. They just want a friend with a penis. Don't get resentful if that's all they want from you, because that's all you really want from them. You don't want them to call on you for help. You don't want them to lean on you emotionally. You don't want them to do anything that might disturb your peace. All right, boring beige. Boring beige, and when this is a little bit better off here, I am going to make my dinner and say goodnight. Or say goodnight and then make dinner. Okay, my nails are now as protected as I can make them without actually going to the nail salon. This has never been my forte. I always feel incredibly blessed when I manage to get nail polish on my right hand using my left and then not smudging it. If I don't smudge it before it's hard, I'm always impressed because it happens so rarely. Like, don't even bother trying to polish Toblerina. Oh yeah, I'm making an appointment to get my toenails clipped with a podiatrist, and I have to wait until the 31st of March. I don't know if I can last until then without attempting it myself. That might not be a safe thing, given my vision. I'm kind of grateful right now that sex does not, it doesn't take up any of my time, quite frankly. I mean, sex with other people. Sex with other people is an involvement. So I'm glad that it's not something that I have to deal with at this point. I'm hoping at some point I might have to think about it anyway. Again, at the moment my body is just saying paint, art. I need to art. I'm even getting more music back, but yeah, my energy is getting channeled into creative projects. So I don't have that on my conscience, consciousness. I don't have a problem with my conscience. Having sex is not a problem with my conscience. It's just my consciousness is acknowledging it's, you know, a part of me. It's just not an active part of me at this point. And I'm fine with that. You know, I mean, I don't have to be that way, but it is. It just is what it is. I would rather play music. I would rather do anything right now. Creative. Well, there you go. Fearful and worried. Fearful and worried. The two things that shouldn't be having any of your energy. What do we say? Fear. What is fear? False evidence appearing real. You've got a lot of make-believe going on in your head. You have old templates. And again, every time you think about those and you think about what you fear, you push the realities you prefer further away. You just block them. I mean, it's not even pushing them away. They're right there. But until you allow them into your life, they ain't happening for you. And I'm sorry, but you have to stop feeding it. When you get that fear, you got to look at it and say, why am I afraid? Where is there evidence in front of me that I need to be afraid? There's nobody asking you for a relationship right now except a crazy person you already know. Well, just don't go near that person. But there is no other relationship right now except what already happened. That was a bummer. So you're worried and fearful about something that doesn't even exist right now. You went and did a nice thing for a bunch of neighbors. Those are relationships. They're just not romantic relationships. But eventually, you will get your TV. But where you go from there, the good or the bad, is all up to you. It's all your vibration, whether you're willing to let good stuff in or you're just going to keep repeating history because you don't know any better. You hear it all the time, you just aren't practicing it. So, sorry. Fearful? You don't have a relationship right now to be afraid of. So, the fear and worry is just completely unreal. You're worried about things that don't exist. You have no relationship right now. There is no one knocking on your door saying, let's go out for a date. And you're not knocking on anybody else's door saying, let's go out for a date. So all that fear and worry, all that emotional shit is for absolutely no good reason at all. Just programming yourself over and over, over and over. What happens with relationships? They suck. Well, that's not helping you. You have to look at relationships that work and go, yeah, I think I'd like to try something that works. I think I'd like to imagine what it's like to be with someone who's just there for the fun. Someone who doesn't judge me. Someone who doesn't want to suck the life out of me. They just want to have sex and coffee or go out for a meal and then say, see you next month. You could have it any way you want if you can just stop feeding. Yeah. Look, what did you type? You took time and energy and you had to tie into the vibration of fear and worry to type the words fear and worry. What does that do for you? The words fearful, worried, relationship shouldn't be in the same sentence. You want a relationship that's going to be fun and sexy and not tie you down in a way that makes you feel threatened. I mean, come on. If you can't imagine it going the way you want it, it's not going to happen the way you want it. You're going to just keep repeating the same shit. And every time you come in here, it's going to be, I'm fearful and worried, so I have no relationship because I'm fearful and worried. You're reinforcing the same stuff. It's reinforcement. That's why we talk about the subconscious mind. You have to reinforce the good stuff, the good ideas, the good mantras, the stuff that your subconscious mind has to be trained to accept. Things just work out for me. Things work out for me all the time. Things frequently work out for me, including relationships. Relationships can be wonderful. Relationships are amazing. I know I have a good relationship coming up. I know I can feel what it's like to have a good relationship. And you have to imagine what it feels like to feel good about a relationship. Yeah, well, you're doing it to yourself. What do you want to say to yourself? It's all your self-talk. You sit and think all kinds of shit all day long. Over 50,000 random thoughts go through your average head. The average brain, I'm sure you're at least average. So you're having at least 50,000 random thoughts, most of them stupid and automatic, just like every other human. So you have to keep catching yourself just like everybody else. What are you saying to yourself? Who's talking to you? Who's talking to you? You're talking to you. You're talking yourself into being fearful. You're talking yourself into being worried. You're talking yourself into believing that the past is all that can happen. That tomorrow's going to look just like yesterday. Tomorrow's going to look just like yesterday. That's what you're really saying when you say things like that. So you got to find better feeling thoughts. I give you good words that you can use as words or come up with your own. But either way, you got to pay attention to what you are thinking all the time. What's going on in your mind. And it's up to you to change that tune. No one else can get inside your brain. No amount of drugs is going to change your thoughts. No drug, nothing, not even a frontal lobotomy is going to change that thought That's a pattern you've got. So there's nothing you can do except exert your own influence over yourself by reprogramming your subconscious mind. You have to actually make an effort to think differently. And until you do, nothing's going to be different because you're just following the old pattern. And this goes for everybody, for everything. That's why we say if you want to make a decision to be happy, nothing can stop you. But we take a look at that and we see people stopping themselves from happiness all the fucking time. All the time. And it's as simple as getting down to how they feel about themselves. If you have a low self-esteem, you are going to keep going over the same old templates. And those templates are creating tomorrow. So it's up to you. What do you want to look at? What do you want to face? What are you ready to drop from your repertoire? Catch what you're saying to yourself and write it down and then tackle that. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm saying to myself. Oh my God, I just caught myself saying this to myself. I can't believe I'm putting myself down. What kind of voice do you have? Is it critical, hostile, angry? Whose old voice is that? Condemning? You are listening to the wrong voices. So pick one or create one if you don't have one running around your head yet. Create one. Ask your guardian angels. Ask your guides. Ask God, Jesus, whoever it is that you feel you can turn to support you. And ask for that support. Ask for to be inspired to come up with a better feeling thought about your future. And start repeating them over and over. Even if it's just the one line. If it's all you can hold on to. Then you say it over and over and over until the tension in your body releases. Things are getting better every day. Things are getting better every day. Things are getting better every day. Find something like that even when you first start, it feels weird. The more you say it, the more your subconscious mind will start to accept it and your tension will get released. You won't feel so much weight on your shoulders. I release this to God. I release this to universe. Whatever it is bothering you. I release this. I have a tendency to talk bad about myself to myself. I'm releasing this. I'm asking the universe, take it away. Give me something better feeling to say to myself. And start writing that down. But catch yourself. It doesn't sound like it's lately. It sounds like it's very frequently because you say this every show you come to. I want you to think about that. I'm not putting you down by saying this. I'm saying this is your reality. This is exactly what you tell me almost every show. So we know that this is an ongoing challenge. And you need to work very specifically on what it is that you're allowing to keep running around in your head. Negative thoughts are a natural thing. They're always going to come up. But what are you saying in response to them? It's one thing to see something and say, yes, there's war going on. But unless you are enlisting to go fight that war, unless you have money to donate to stop that or help people, you are powerless when it comes to that war. You're not there. So fuck it. You cannot get involved with that. And emotionally, is it going to help the war? Is it going to help you if you sit there thinking, oh my God, the war, the war, the war? It's not your war. So therefore, right then and there, you catch yourself in that reaction. Oh my God, the war. Or oh my God, those starving people. If you can't help, it's not your problem to help. You have to focus on you. And if you keep battering yourself with things you cannot deal with, it's your fault. You are responsible for what you're thinking about. Now, we know if you're not in a position and you cannot calm yourself down enough to meditate, you have to do other things to distract yourself, whatever it takes. But you do have to be clear. Are you condemning yourself in your own mind? And if you are, you need to catch those thoughts and counter them immediately. You have to say, wait a minute, why am I saying that? I know that's not true. That's not true. I can think of lots of reasons why that's not true. You got to tell the negative voice in your head to sit down and shut the fuck up. And if you don't do it, well, you're the only one that can. I can sit here until tomorrow and say the same thing over and over again. It's not going to do a fucking thing for you. It's up to you. You're the one that's got to sit and come up with some alternative. What's better than being afraid of a relationship? Looking forward to a happy, healthy relationship. And if you don't know what that looks like, then you owe it to yourself to start reading books about people with happy relationships, how to have a happy relationship, how to spot a bad potential relationship. Are you educating yourself on relationships, or are you just walking around with these bad negative feelings? Do you know anything about making a healthy, happy relationship? Do you watch videos on relationship counselors? If you're not doing something to put some positive stuff in your head, whose fault is that but your own? You have 24 hours a day, same as everybody else on this planet. And what you do with those 24 hours a day is totally up to you. Right? Who else can get in your head? Nobody. Nobody has permission to go into your head unless you give them permission. And you are the only one with the key. So if it's bothering you, what you're thinking about, then you owe it to yourself to argue with yourself and say, no, that's not true. I don't accept that about myself. That's bullshit. That's old thinking. I know I'm better than that. I know I'm healthier than that. I know I deserve better than that. I know I'm worthy of that. You know, a little bit of appreciation for what you have to offer goes a long way. So the fact that your brain brings up negative stuff is not unique. That's exactly what the brain is designed to do. When you're in danger, it's supposed to remind you of all the potential dangers so you don't fall into them. So, what are you going to do? Tonight when you go to bed, what are you going to practice up here? When you lay down and you're getting ready and you want to make your sleep useful, that's the time you program your subconscious mind right there. You're not being distracted by a million other things. And while you're getting settled into your sleep position and all that, you should be thinking things that are good for you. You want to program yourself when you're going to sleep every night. Listen to a meditation. Listen to some wise words. Listen to some binaural beats. Listen to something good for you. Put something good up here. And then when you wake up in the morning, the same thing. Put something good up there in your head. The brain wants to automatically go into survival mode to get your ass moving. But it's a different world, and the brain is too primitive. You have to deal with it. Just like everybody. So, with that, I would just remind you, you are already worthy of everything you want to happen. You're already deserving of everything you want to happen. So focus on what it is you want, and remember, you don't have to deprive yourself of anything. If your gut says it's bad for you, don't do it. If your gut says, yeah, it's good for you, do it. Jump on it. Just listen. You'll be guided properly for the moment. Same answer might not work tomorrow, but at the moment, you'll get the right answer. So just ask and it'll be given. All right, darlings. So I give you hugs and kisses. Well, mostly hugs. I'll be back at some point. Tomorrow is my counselor's day. And it's my last counseling appointment for at least half a month. So I'm looking forward to having our last chat for a while. And if I can get back here, I will. And we have more to paint and more to throw paint at. Let's see how it turned out, by the way, before I go. All right. A little sparkly. But that does look reminiscent of the feeling of spring, of summer. Good, I like that, I like that. Now these two weirdo things, let's see how they came out. This one's not completely, I don't think either one's really dry. This is not completely dry, but look at all the cells that broke up into. Isn't that weird? That's going to be fun to play with, I think. Even though these were just like leftover colors from doing something way more passionate in nature. All right, now I've got to put them down. Put them back. All right, my friends. Aloha. Hasta mañana. I see you as soon as I can get back.